So yesterday evening, I want to say we learned that this news kind of came out of nowhere. I haven't been following the Mahmoud case as closely, but we definitely do have an update here, and it's not a good one. And I'm tired, man. This shit is just crazy. And we're gonna read this article from Fox News. As I always say, the articles themselves are like it's night and day between their broadcasts versus like their actual written articles. They actually do a somewhat decent job. Now, sometimes they will use phrasing directly from the Trump administration or omit some things, but most of the time they're not that bad. They're not that bad. My favorite part about Fox News articles are, of course, reading the comment section. And oh boy, when I say that we have a comment section in this one, I it's I'm going to be very mad when we're reading it. A little spoiler alert. Okay. So, from Fox News, immigration judge orders deportation of Mahmoud Khalil to Syria or Algeria. And this is by Emma Bussy. Sorry, I'm a child. A federal immigration judge has ordered Mahmoud Khalil deported to either Algeria or Syria after ruling he hid information on his U.S. green card application. Now, the information they're talking about here is that he didn't disclose his work with, I want to say it was, I don't know if it was UNRWA. It was some UN-based organization that worked with Palestine. And that is what they're trying to crack down on, because remember, when he was first arrested in New York and then detained for like 3 months in Louisiana, there were no charges against him. They weren't citing this. They were strictly apprehending him, and by their own admission, based on his political speech. And they tried to use this weird thing that gives Marco Rubio the authority to revoke green cards or just legal status in general if you are like if your views or your whatever are like a threat to U.S. foreign policy. So what this means is being anti-genocide is against U.S. foreign policy. I mean, if you look at the history of U.S. foreign policy, I mean, that's spot on. We are currently funding a genocide in Gaza right now. We funded a genocide in Yemen during, I want to say, Trump's first term. And not to say that like it's Trump only who funds genocides. Let's not pretend that Joe Biden could have put a stop to this way a long time ago before Trump took office. But anyways, yeah, that's U.S. foreign policy. If you're anti-genocide, you are a threat to U.S. foreign policy, I guess. So when that got struck down and heavily criticized, they were grasping at straws, and they were like, okay, oh shit, he omitted this information from his green card application, and that's what we're going to detain and deport him on. And then, like, the whole story when he was in detention for, like, 3 months, like, remember, no charges or anything that indicates he's violent. You can find videos of his speeches, his interviews, his quotes. There's nothing that's violent, anti-Semitic, or anything in them. Just simply advocating against Israel's genocide in Gaza. And during this 3 months, he was in horrid conditions. He was denied a temporary release, even like an escorted release to the hospital to be there for the birth of his son. And then it took forever for him to be able to actually like hold his son. They were going to try to like keep him between, like, separated by plexiglass or whatever. It's just cruel shit and direct First Amendment violations over, someone being anti-genocide. Judge James Comins issued the September 12th decision in Louisiana and said that Khalil did not disclose his internship with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, and ties with Columbia University Apartheid Divest and Anti-Israel Campus Coalition. How Did he have ties with the Columbia University apartheid divest group before he even immigrated here? Like, how can you disclose something if you aren't even, like, a part of it yet? Court filings unsealed Wednesday and published by the American Civil Liberties Union also showed Coleman cited the activism ties as central to her ruling. So, again, being anti-genocide is a no-no in America. She denied Khalil's motion for relief, writing that the omissions were deliberate and constituted grounds for removal. Remember, this is a man who is a permanent green card resident and has a wife who is a U.S. citizen and has had a child. And, like, essentially what the American dream is supposed to be, get married, have children. And he's doing that, and they're trying to separate him and send him to fucking Syria or Algeria. Like, come on, man. You don't have to agree with his views, even though you should. And if you don't, I think you should look into that whole situation there objectively and through an objective lens instead of a one-sided lens. But, like, even if you disagree with what he said, he's not a danger to anyone. He wasn't inciting violence. He was, like, the negotiator of the group. Like, and of course, again, you can look up his speeches. You can look up every single thing he's publicly said. And I challenge you to find me one thing that incites violence or anti-Semitism. I'll wait. Khalil, a legal permanent resident, was arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE on March 8th at his Manhattan apartment. He spent more than 3 months in detention in Louisiana after being released in June when U.S. District Judge Michael Farbiars, I don't know if I'm saying that, ruled he was neither a flight risk nor a danger to the public, because he wasn't. Farbiars also temporarily blocked Khalil's removal while reviewing his claim that the government's actions amounted to retaliation for protected political speech. Khalil's legal team confirmed Wednesday that they plan to appeal the decision to the Board of Immigration Appeals. They framed the case as a broader civil rights battle. It is no surprise that the Trump administration continues to retaliate against me for my exercise of free speech, Khalil said in a statement. Their latest attempt through a kangaroo immigration court exposes their true colors once again. And remember, this immigration judge ruling, it was done by an immigration judge in Louisiana. So what they do is they will arrest you, oftentimes without a warrant or without any actual charges, and then ship you off to Louisiana, no matter what state you were arrested in. They do this for 2 reasons. The first reason is so they can have a favorable immigration judge that will rule in their favor. The second reason is it adds like an extra roadblock for challenging the detention, because these people get caught in this thing where it's like, all right, I'd like to appeal this detention or whatever. And they're like, sorry, you can only appeal your detention or your arrest in the state or jurisdiction you were arrested in. It's like, yeah, I was arrested in Manhattan and now I'm in Louisiana. What am I supposed to do? So it's insane. And again, I challenge you to find me what makes this guy a terrorist or a threat or actually like someone who should be deported from this country. I challenge you. Now, I'm already sweating because I'm just thinking of the upcoming comments, but let's dive into it, shall we? Visa fraud is serious ground of removal. Unfortunately for this guy's immigration attorney, there is no relief for visa fraud. In some cases, there are limited waivers available for inadmissibility stemming from fraud or willful misrepresentation related to immigration benefits. However, this type of inadmissibility is particularly severe and can attach for life, making relief options quite restricted. Unfortunate. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Is it possible that Omar could accompany him? Like, okay. All right. I remember when he was taken into custody. He was what he was along with his companions, trained, flown in with the full intent was to create chaos and more. It's taken a while, but he is gone. What do you mean? What evidence do you have to support this? You guys just say shit because, like, what? Like, he's Muslim or whatever? Like, so he also temporarily blocked Khalil's removal while reviewing his claim that the government's actions amounted to retaliation for protected political speech. Why? The reason he's being kicked out is due to affiliations that could lead to national security and foreign policy concerns. Yeah, like being anti-genocide. This proves that the policy is justified. He should not have been here. What do you mean, affiliations? Like being affiliated with a United Nations agency? Or are you trying to make the affiliation that everyone else says that he's affiliated with Hamas or terrorist groups? Again, show me the evidence. It's no surprise that the Trump administration, yep, okay, that's just Mahmoud Khalil. I don't see a denial of his illegal actions cited by the judge in her removal order. He's lucky the DOJ doesn't indict him for immigration fraud and seek to permanently bar him from re-entry. Or just lock him up for a few decades. Let's pray and hope that moving forward, all applications get meticulously reviewed, no more allowing foreigners to invade our country without knowing where they come from. Technology can be used to our advantage. Everyone has and leaves an internet print that can be found. All right, man, find this guy's internet print that makes him a terrorist, that makes him Hamas affiliated. Like, come on, dude. Do we have no, like, basic common sense? Excellent news. Absolutely excellent. Hopefully there will be thousands more to come. Millions, and hopefully many members of Congress. These people are just openly fascist and fucking dictatorial. What? God bless you, Judge Jamie Colemans. There is overwhelming evidence to prove that Khalil is a terrorist sympathizer bent on spreading terrorist propaganda at a major university, and that upon entering the U.S. he made numerous false statements. What? Is it a false statement to say Israel is indiscriminately killing Palestinians? Thank you for showing courage and applying the law objectively. That's getting to be a rare commodity among the judiciary nowadays. Overwhelming evidence that Khalil is a terrorist. Like what? Show me. Show me. Stop saying it and show me. But you can't because you're a lying fucking idiot. Oh my God. Should have been the original charges pursued, and it would have saved time and money. He would already be gone. This is not a free speech issue. This is a fraud issue committed by the suspect. All right, you want to talk about fraud? You want to talk about fraud? As Donald Trump, someone who's been convicted and taken to court multiple times for fraud, is our president. Do you guys have no sense of standards or principles or values? I'm triggered. I can't read anymore. These people, like, this shit is like, it's like a brain disease, dude. Like these conservatives want to like say that like being trans or being anti-Trump, you know, the old TDS is a mental illness. This shit's a mental illness. How can you actively parrot being free speech or law and order when Donald Trump is your president, a convicted felon who is now deploying military in the streets, who pardoned 1,500 people who participated in the January 6th insurrection, which, you know, I thought he couldn't deploy the National Guard. That's what he said back then, when he could have deployed the National Guard and stopped it before it got as bad as it did. And then like free speech. We just talked about Jimmy Kimmel or whatever losing his show and Trump actively celebrating it, along with actually advocating for more late night hosts to lose their shows. Like, do you literally just have no standards? Is it just really like, is politics to you? Is it really just like my team good, your team bad, no matter what? I am going to believe anything my team says as if it's fact, and just assume everything your team says is false, is a lie. Like every single case, man, like everything they say can be disproven. Immigrants commit a lot of crime. Nope, every study says otherwise. Vaccines are dangerous. Nope, actually, every study says otherwise. The left wing is responsible for the most political violence and are very violent people. Nope, every study shows it's actually the right wing that commits majority of political violence, and it's not even close. Like, we can go down the list. Climate change isn't real. Okay, ignoring every single scientific study that shows otherwise. Like, everything these people stand for is just a direct contradiction to reality and the actual truth. Like, it's, why do I even come out here and and try to tell the truth? Like, no one cares about the truth anymore. Like, they just want lies and cherry-picked evidence that fits their narrative. You see, when you come from the truth, you don't have to cherry pick. You don't have to do that shit. You can just tell the truth and be like, oh, you don't believe me? Well, I can actually back it up with statistical evidence. Shit, so I'm tired, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.